Welcome back to Gainesville, Florida, the Mopar International Drag Racing Hall of Fame induction ceremony. One man has had great success both as a driver and as a team owner, and he continues to add to those numbers. They call him the Shoe. It is Don Schumacher.
It's like a drug. I mean, you get it in your system and you can't get away from it. Well, Tony got me back in it. We put together a sponsorship with Exide. It's now going on to the U.S. Army and all of my other sponsors. And Tony's done a tremendous job. He's one of the best speakers in the sport, presents himself the best. Without him pushing me to this and dragging me back into the sport, I wouldn't be here today. It's because of Tony that I'm back here, but it's because of all of the sponsors, the great support that I have from all of my children. Tony, Tara, Samantha, Megan, support I have from my wife, Sarah. Without your family, there's no way one of us could do this out here.
Our next inductee is Don Hampton from California. And if you want to see a real pioneer, this is a man. He goes all the way back to 1959 when I showed up at Bakersfield, California with Swamp Rat 1. The first car that I raced was Donnie Hampton, and he had a supercharger on that early Chrysler Hemi V8. Now, that was before superchargers were even fashionable. In fact, they didn't even have tires that were good enough in those days to get a good traction. Donnie Hampton, a very deserving inductee.
I started the blower business in 1957. Been doing it now 50 years. I've innovated a lot of different things. I've kind of bowed out of the actual race stuff with Top Fuel and Funny Car. I don't want to contend with it. I'm too old. But I do kick butt in all the boats, tractor pullers, mud boggers, all that. We hold all the records with my blowers. So, hey, I'm quite happy. And I've got a lovely family. Been keeping them with me side by side. And it's just been great. So, like I say, I'm not much of a talker, but it's been nice.
Our next inductee is a man who is a hot rodder, a drag race competitor, and the longest-serving division director in NHRA history, Darrell Zimmerman. He wrote the first rule book, designed 27 drag strips, and continues to serve the sport as a consultant. Yours for a bigger, better, and safer sport.
First off, to thank Don and Pat Garlits for forming the International Drag Racing Hall of Fame and the selecting committee for selecting the new members for this year. Also want to thank Wally and Barbara Parks for having me be part of NHRA for the past 50 years. And I especially want to thank my wife, Polly. We was married in 1957. Basically went to work for NHRA in 1957. And 2 weeks ago, we celebrated our 50th anniversary.
Our next inductee has been called the best funny car driver of all time. He's a guy that gets behind the wheel and has had several championships with IHRA and some pretty good NHRA event wins. Our current inductee of the 2007 Championship Hall of Fame is Mr. Dale Pulde.
I just like to thank everybody. Thank Valerie Harrell, my girlfriend, her kids. Everybody stands behind me, my parents. I'm sure I left out a whole bunch of people, but that's probably about all I can say. One thing that didn't work, Doug Cruzy told me, he said, well, just picture the audience like they're naked. That didn't happen. Celestine and I both know we've undressed everybody's wife, girlfriend, or daughter daily all the time, so it didn't work. So thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate it. It's been great.
We will continue with more coverage of the International Drag Racing Hall of Fame after this timeout. You're watching the Outdoor Channel.